Hello, Pisces Power people. Welcome back to Pisces Power Tarot, a channel created by a Pisces for Pisces of all placements, as well as cross watchers who care about a Pisces in their lives. Thank you all so much for being here. We have created an amazing foundation at this channel. There is so much love, so much light that is infused into this channel, and it shows, right? We're growing fast, and we're just loving on each other and supporting each other on our journeys, and that is super, super exciting to watch and be a part of. So thank you for being here. Now, if you have not subscribed, I hope that you will. I invite you to do so. If you subscribe, you will be getting in on the energy of this channel, and the energy of this channel is really, really good. Okay? Absolutely free for you. Just click subscribe and then hit that notification bell to receive all of the juicy Pisces Power Tarot readings. Now, let's get started, shall we? I want to welcome in the angels and the archangels that are responsible for this particular Piscean collective, as well as their cross watchers. Y'all, I just want you to know that I spend time in meditation and praying and inviting in angelic presence for each of you who watch this. And it is my highest prayer that amazing things happen for you and that your needs are met, and that you find exactly what you need as a result of these videos. I don't want them to just be just another video on the feed. I want them to really make a difference and a positive impact in the lives of everyone who watches them. So, yeah, that's super important to me. All right, let's go ahead. This is the Empathic Oracle, and this is the deck that I'm going to use to open the reading to see what empathic subject that Spirit would like to address and explore with us today. Give this one more shuffle, and then we will get started. Give it a cut. What do we have here, Spirit? We have phases. 16 phases. And as you can see, this is like lunar phases. Okay. I love the imagery of this card. I'm not really getting any downloads just yet, so I'm going to leave that right there. Go ahead and grab the Heaven and Earth Tarot. And if you're not familiar with these readings, I base most of these off of the 5 gates or the 5 senses, okay? If you're an extrasensory person, you know there are way more than 5 of those 5 senses. But those are the ones that we're most conditioned to perceiving through. And so I use those, but I put a spiritual twist on them. All right, let's give these a few more, or one more anyway. Shuffle. And let's do one more, just to make sure they're good and shuffled. There we go. Go ahead and cut. In the area of touch, Spirit, what do my Pisces people need to get their hands on? In the area of taste, what do my viewers have a taste for? In the area of smell, what's in the air for my Pisces people? Hearing, Spirit, what do we need to hear? Finally, seeing, Spirit, what do you want us to see? In the area of touch, we have the Fool. Okay, so right away, I'm linking the phases empath card to the phase that is the Fool. The Fool, this is the starting point of a phase, the starting point of a journey, okay? And maybe some of you are kind of either at a crossroads or you are being initiated into a new phase or a new cycle in your life. In the area of taste, we have the Princess of Pentacles. Now, something that always strikes me about this card is the fact that you have this lone figure in the woods, and it's dark, foggy, right? And all she has is a staff in her hands, and at the end of that staff is a pentacle. I gotta tell you what I just heard. Some of you feel like you're kind of alone in the woods and you have barely enough resource and you're just hoping that at the end of that resource is a pentacle. Here's what I mean. You have the staff, okay, so this offers her some protection. It will help her be steady on her path. It can help her fend off attacks if she has to. And then, of course, the pentacle here represents resource. It represents money. And you're just kind of hoping at the end of the one little meager resource that you have, or the one tool that you have, you're like, please let there be some money at the end of this. Okay, in the area of smell, we have the Five of Swords. Okay, so here's what I'm hearing. You are not alone in the struggle. You are not alone in the struggle. So do not push away important people while you are struggling, okay? Now, how do I explain what I'm seeing here, what I'm feeling? Hence the thing empaths come up against so often, right? You are not in the struggle alone, okay? You are not struggling alone, but you definitely feel like you are. And because of that, because you're not recognizing the resources that are around you, then I feel this energy of just kind of like wildly flailing about and possibly hurting people in your flailing. And it's because you're panicked. Think about someone who doesn't know how to swim, right? Someone who doesn't know how to swim. They get in water that's over their head. They panic, but then whoever tries to come and help them, they end up pulling that person down because they're just, they're struggling, right? And maybe they're just like 4 or 5 inches away from being able to touch the bottom with their feet. But that reality doesn't translate in the moment. That doesn't take away the fear factor. That doesn't take away the panic, right? They're still going to be struggling if they don't realize how close they are to being stable. Woo, man, yeah, that's a message right there in and of itself. So be careful not to push people away in the struggle, because you're not as alone as you think you are. In the area of hearing, what do we need to hear, Spirit? 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so some of you are in this struggle energy, okay, and it seems to be all-consuming. It seems to sort of just like take over your vision and obscure the resources that are around you. Now, one thing I'm hearing is there is an issue of pride. There is an issue of pride. You are afraid or embarrassed to ask for help, and you would rather stay on the outside in the cold than humble yourself and turn toward a place of resource. Okay, and that's this energy of 5 of Pentacles is an out in the cold kind of an energy. We don't know if these people have sought refuge or help here, but all we can tell is that they're definitely passing it by, whether they've gone in or tried to go in or not. And so that's kind of the energy that I'm feeling here. I feel like some of you are in this. It is a phase. This whole energetic flow right here. It is part of a phase, which means you've entered it and it's also going to pass, but you've got to be really careful, really prudent, and really be intentional about keeping your heart open while you're in the midst of this thing, so that when you come out on the other side of it, you will have not caused any damage to your relationships. Wow, that's deep. Seeing, Spirit, what do we need to see? At the end of the struggle, there is 9 of Cups. Ultimate success, ultimate resource, ultimate abundance, overflow is the message of the 9 of Cups, overflow. So just know that this is just a phase. This is part of a growth lesson, I feel like, for some of you. I'm picking up on the energy of like college students who do not want to ask mom or dad or their parents or their guardians, their aunties, their uncles. Y'all are out there like, I'm going to do this on my own, and I don't care what I have to do. I don't care who I have to push away to prove myself. This is where I'm at, and this is what I'm doing, okay? But I feel like Spirit is wanting for you to have some pause about that attitude and realize that it is not pride that makes you prevalent. It is not pride that makes you prevalent, okay? There is a point in everyone's life, regardless of age, where sometimes we have to ask for help. We have to open our hearts, be vulnerable, be transparent. Oh, I know it's uncomfortable. Believe me, I know. But there is something to be said about the character of people who are willing to open themselves wide for the purpose of receiving, okay? So just keep that tucked away in the back of your minds, okay? And this doesn't just apply only to that particular group that I just mentioned. Like I said, it's any age. I'm also picking up on the energy of, I'm picking up on female energy, and there's this sort of this boss babe kind of an energy, and people would never guess that you're really suffering and struggling behind the scenes. And man, I'm feeling that energy come through very, very strong right now. You're really bearing a whole lot by yourself, and it's painful. And there are times you wonder, am I going to make it through this phase? And Spirit is saying, absolutely, yes. But I want you to learn some lessons here. I want you to be willing to be vulnerable. And here's why. Ooh, I just heard that. Okay, I'm picking up on the energy of influencers, female influencers. Hear me out. Hear me out. This is a message for you for sure. You are setting an example of strength and dignity. You're setting examples of excellence. You're setting examples of just top shelf work ethic, okay? And that is fabulous. But Spirit wants you to also convey to your followers that it's okay to have softness in your life as well. It's okay to not always be on, right? Not always, you don't have to always be on. Sometimes you can be soft and vulnerable. You don't have to stay in endless boss babe energy, okay? Because, you know, regardless of whatever kind of energy it is, life is dynamic. Life is all about flow, cycles, phases, seasons, changes. And if we stayed in one type of energy all the time, we would get so worn out and so sick of that we would never want anything to do with that kind of flow ever again. And the people around us would feel the same. Our followers our tribe, our people need to learn lessons of flexibility from us, okay? And understand that it's okay for them to not be having a 100% performance at all times without question, okay? We need to, by our own examples, give others, the people who watch us, permission to be soft, permission to be flexible, permission to present themselves to the world, not just as experts, but as learners, okay? I'm feeling like I need to give you all an example from something I have done on this channel, and I don't remember right off which video this was on, but someone had commented on one of the videos and was like, well, so far you're 100% accurate, but it was kind of like, we'll see how the rest of the readings go. And at that moment, I thought, you know what? I want to go ahead and set a precedent here. And just be like, yeah, you know what? I'm so stoked that my accuracy has been on point. But I promise you, not every reading is going to be 100% accurate. There's going to be some readings I do that fall flat and don't apply to anyone, okay? There's going to be readings that I do where Spirit's probably going to be like, you know what? That one was for you. You need to just kind of take your own advice on this one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to be real. And I value lifetime learning over lifetime expertise. Okay? I am not always going to be an expert, right? My viewers, you all, in so many ways of spiritual pursuits and your spiritual entrepreneur journeys, just like mine, you could teach me more than I could teach you. Okay? So I think we need to understand that just because we are influencers, just because we are, the ones leading the charge on our channels, doesn't have to pigeonhole us into an energy where we're not allowed to be vulnerable and learning and like, hey, I'm not going to get every video. I'm not going to get every reading 100% accurate. It's not possible. And Spirit doesn't require that of me. So, and Spirit doesn't require that of you either. So, I could go on and on that one, but I'm going to stay on task here. I shared that with you because I love you, okay? I want people to be comfortable in their humanity. It looks like we're going to be competing against AI here. So, and I have a feeling that that's going to be pretty tough. And, who are we up against? Machines. Who are we up against? What AI can do as it unfolds? Who knows? All I know is that we are but dust, and it's okay to be soft and vulnerable, right? All right, let's check out the Enchanted Map Oracle as we close out. Now, this is a collective reading. It's not a personalized reading, but if you would like a personalized reading, if you would like spiritual counseling, mentoring, you can reach me at piscespowerreadings@gmail.com. That's piscespowerreadings@gmail.com. Spirit, how do you want us to close this message? We have coming apart. This is what I'm saying. Somebody is putting a whole lot of unnecessary pressure on themselves. You are really viewing your situation as something that is more pressurized than it has to be. And as a result, you feel like you're going to come apart. But here's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing the words, you need to come apart to keep from coming apart. And what that means is you need time to kind of draw away and take a day off. You know what I mean? Take a day off. I feel like some of you needed to hear those words. Take a day off. Get in your favorite comfortable position to do meditation, to do shadow work, to do journaling, and come apart. Come apart from the social media platforms. Come apart from the circles that you're in. Come apart from the work schedule that just really keeps you in a constant grind. Come apart to keep from coming apart, okay? Allow yourself the humanity that you deserve, and that, you know, there's nothing more that is required of us other than to be who and what we are. And that is human, okay? And I mean that for everyone who watches this. I mean that for my boss babes. I mean that for my college students who aren't wanting to ask mom and dad for help or money. I mean that for the female influencers. I mean this for my divine masculines. I mean this for everyone who watches. Get in touch with your humanity and be a human being for just a little while and not a human doing. Okay? I love you all so very much. If you haven't subscribed, I hope you will. And until the next video, peace out, Pisces.